All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BNR here on BMRL Network. We're ready for our midday Sunday series here as the next gen takes on race number 2 at Martinsville. Martinsville, one of those little tiny tracks that causes a lot of issue, especially on the braking zones on turn 1 and 3. I got to look out for drivers that brake earlier than others and others that brake later than whatever the case may be. Right now we have currently 4.5 minutes left in practice before we get this qualifying underway. Qualifying is going to be 2 laps, 5 minutes, and then we're going to have a 120 lap race here. Just a little bit of, or 125 laps, pardon me. Fuel is going to be 70% fuel with 4 sets of tires over the wall and 0 fast repairs. We got 3 green, white checkered attempts here tonight. And we're looking for a great race here. Let's take a look at our weather here. Alright, there we go. Got it fixed now. But yes, Martinsville Speedway here, a half-mile track. Our air temp looks to be about 67 degrees, but track temp about 80 degrees. So look for, it's not hot, it's not cold. So tire wear not really going to be playing a big factor. I really don't think they're going to need any pit stops here tonight for fuel, though. As we have 80% fuel in these cars can go about... a checkup right there. But this is just practice. We have 1.5 minutes left of practice, so... who is ready for some racing here tonight? Well, this afternoon. I'm used to broadcasting at night. This evening, afternoon. Just around a minute left. And we'll be right back with qualifying here on BMRL Network. All right, qualifying is underway. Let's see. We got Matt Bryant's already done a lap. And everyone, everyone I moved to is already done or they're finished up. Here we go, Matthew Hunsaker.
Can you share your screen, please, Chris?
Oh yes.
My apologies. What a good lap time set by Rose there, that 19:22.
Yes.
Everybody trying to follow along with that lap time, but man, it's extremely difficult to get around here that quickly. How technical these corners can be. Tight hairpins, pretty much.
Right, and as we watch Zach Deutscher not even really able to stay on that bottom groove. Maybe he doesn't like that bottom groove, but kind of right in that middle lane during his qualifying run there. He said these little hairpin corners are... You almost have to have that... You have to have your brake pedal dialed in, and you have to have that brake bias set at the perfect spot for these tracks.
You really have to, especially a track like Martinsville, where you pretty much have two short drag strips and these tight, what would these be, like about 130 degree corners, something like that? Very tight, not quite, it's like 100 degree corner, 125, something like that. Like I said, pretty much hairpins. Man, this track is very old too. If I'm not mistaken, 1946. Been on the schedule ever since NASCAR's inception in 1948. So, and it's relatively flat too. So that's another thing you got to keep in mind. There is a bit of offset banking camber, so to speak, that you will have to deal with through the corners. But other than that, you really want to get these cars as straight as possible coming off the corner before you get back to the throttle.
Yes, and what a surprise here. Brian Huntley Jr. actually going to be here at Martinsville. He told us last week in the booth that he was upset he wasn't going to make this race, but here he is.
I wouldn't. I was going to say, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, go ahead. Going for win number 2 here this season.
And I would believe tonight would be win number 3 at Martinsville if Brian could get it done, but not sure. He might have the pace tonight. Just have to see. That 5th qualifying position might hold true. Just have to wait and see.
That looks like everyone has gone. And now we set the grid here. Alrighty, row number 1 we got Ryan Rose and Sam Archibald. Row number 2 we got Zach Deutscher and Mike Slaughter. In row 3, Brian Huntley Jr., Brandon Moore. In row 4, Cameron Smith and Matthew Hunsaker. Row number 5 makes up of Philip Bridgman and Nathan Lyon. Row 6, James Hudson and Chris Campbell. Looking back a little bit further, in row 7, Jonathan Pereira and Josh Small. Row 8, Robbie Bice, Anthony Lane. Row 9, we got Dale Rapp and Pete Woodrum. And row 10, Matt Bryant and Joe Stipe. Row 11 is Robert Amaral and Aaron Bradford. Row 12, Dion Johnson and Troy Daggett. Looking back a little bit further, row 13, Paul Lawson, Xavier Slagato. And row number 9, or 14, Justin Steves and Skylar Sixton.
Man, that's how you pronounce Xavion's last name? Okay.
I don't know. Delgado?
Hey, that's a lot better than I would have attempted it, but I always just known him as either Tyler Ortega or Anime as his gamer tag on Xbox. But
Oh.
yeah, we just keep calling him Xavion. That works too. Because you know, I don't really like to butcher people's names. It's gonna happen. You can't help it. But anyway, so tonight's fuel mileage might be a bit tricky because just as well as I do, Chris, that you can save a good amount with these cars under caution speed. You can probably go a good distance under, you get a lot more. Depends on how many cautions we'll have. Martinsville, Paperclip is known for cautions, but, like I said, it's all a guessing game, a wait and see. But 105, 111 laps of fuel guesstimated. But if we have a lot of cautions, I wouldn't really look to see maybe too many pit takers. I mean, we could, but it's still up in the air, Chris.
Right, and it's, yeah, like you said, especially Martinsville, and I touched on it a little bit during practice. It's going to be a game of braking zones. Following the leader through each corner entrance here. When does the guy in front of you hit the brakes? And when do you hit the brakes? And here we go.
Yeah.
Ryan and Sam up on row number 1 here. Ryan leading everyone to the start-finish line here.
Green, green, green.
And green flag is out. Inside row getting a nice restart there. Nice start. Outside row a little bit sluggish on it. The two going to be able to jump right there in front of Sam. So far, so good. Let's look a little back here. We got a 3-wide situation, but they kind of got it smoothed out.
Very congestion field, can be congestive track, and especially this is probably one of the biggest fields I've ever seen for a Martinsville race, especially for the BNR Cup Series.
Yes, we got 28 cars on track, so if we stay green, when do you expect the first place car to catch the end of this field if we were able to stay green?
Oh man, it could be anywhere from 15, maybe 25, somewhere around there. I would have to speculate, but probably no later than 25.
Now, 6 laps into this thing. Don't want to jump the gun, but it looks like everyone's playing a very good game of patience so far. Haven't had any sort of contact being read on my feed. If so, it's just little taps here and there of 0x. Oh, there we go. Oh, the 52 goes around.
Caution down, caution down, caution down.
Right as I was saying it on the screen, it happened live.
Do you have a Dell Jr. spotter?
Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, Jimmy. Oh, okay. I couldn't tell whose voice that was. I was like, holy moly, who is that? So that's, I guess that's Earl. Oh.
Yeah, the 54.
Oh, Dell gets help there.
And then more happens a little bit around here behind them. Let's go out here.
Matt Bryant there in the 54 Mountain Dew car giving Dell one to wrap. Oh, a helping hand around through the corner there, but then chaos ensues as everybody trying to slam on the brakes or just bob and weave to avoid him. And then Xavier on there. Oh, man.
Heavy damage to that left front of that car.
And like what you were already talking about with the brakes, everybody's going to have their brake bias at a certain percentage, and whenever you have to stab those brakes, jump on those brakes when you're not really wanting to, especially kind of coming off the corner. There's a car parked there, or there's a kind of a chicane of cars, so to speak. You got to play dodgeball with them. So, like I said, you got to bob and weave there through the field. That's kind of turned into a parking lot, so you never know who's going to help you through it, who's going to get through it. Like you said, I don't think you jinxed it. Martinsville's going to happen, and right as you were going to say something, like, man, chaos ensued, or right after you got done saying it. So I don't know why I locked the phone, because if you lock the phone, you can't see the page with all the stuff you need to see, all the information.
All right, yeah, it looks like Salgado still on pit road. I feel like might be there for a while now. Matthew Hunsicker back out on the, oh nope, not on the track yet. Here come the other two, Paul Lawson and Pete, coming back out onto the track.
Are you a Dr. Pepper type of soda drinker?
That's funny. Yes, I actually have an ice, a cup of Dr. Pepper with ice right here.
Interesting. So anyway, I'm gonna tell a nice little story real quick while we're under caution. Everybody will probably get a kick out of it. So normally every month I go and buy a bunch of 24 packs of soda. Right? It's either Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper for myself. Right? I accidentally bought a 24 pack of Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, and that must be one of the 23 ingredients that Dr. Pepper uses, because it tastes like a flat Dr. Pepper.
I actually drink everything zero sugar. Well, I'm type 2 diabetic, so that's probably the reason why. But
I probably am a diabetic, but man, long story short, I didn't want to take all those pills. So going back to green
flag.
Alrighty, Ryan Rose, Zach Deutscher up on the front row.
So yeah, Dr. Pepper must taste like an actual Dr. Pepper must taste like gold to you. I'm just kidding. That was terrible.
Oh well, in the 4 years I've been diabetic, I've accidentally drank a Gatorade full strength sugar, like a full regular one, and I've drank a pop on accident, and
you almost went into a coma.
No, it was just, I'm not that bad.
Okay. I'm just messing with you. I'm sorry, Chris.
I just lower my intake of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But drinking that was like gold, like you said. It was like,
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, this is what it tastes like again. Like,
yeah.
It's like I forget the actual taste of it after drinking diet soda, zero sugar. Like, you forget what the real stuff tastes like, and when you had that taste of it again, it's not addicting, but it's like, woo.
Yeah, I mean, me and you, yeah, we can actually tell the difference. I mean, there's some people that, they just drink diet. Oh man, contact there, Robert. Amaro gets spun there from the nose. Once I get a replay there, we can tell who the culprit was. Oh, the 5. I still don't know who that is.
The 5 of Aaron Bradford.
Oh, thank you, Bradford. Yes.
Nice little bump there. I don't believe anybody else was caught up in that.
Second race of another season, so these guys changing numbers and stuff on me. That's what I'm going to keep blaming it on. So, man, just looked like a case of one got back in the throttle before the other, or maybe Robert maybe had to double pedal there. Like he was like, oop, I gotta stay out of the throttle a little bit longer than he wanted to. But yeah, just a case of Aaron kind of letting it roll, and then he picks back up the throttle right as Robert. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Robert had to check up right as Aaron was getting back into the throttle. Like it was just a unfortunate chain of coincidences there. Like I said, Robert goes to check up for one of the 90 looking cars, I think, or something there. There was a 9 involved. I couldn't tell from the aerial view there, but yes, there we go.
98.
Skylar Sixton.
Ooh, he's got a lot of
So-
damage on the front of that car.
He does. He looks like he's been racing at Bowman Gray, not at also Martinsville, but you know what I mean. So maybe whenever NASCAR goes to Bowman Gray, they will actually incorporate that into iRacing. Yeah, years ago, Chris, I was diagnosed as what was they called it like a borderline diabetic, and I'm like, what in the world? Can't you just call me diabetic and get it over with?
Right, it's like
was weird.
my mother was diagnosed as pre-diabetic.
Like what? It's like, my goodness, like just like I just said, like just call me diabetic, get it over with. Like what is?
Right.
That's like going to preschool. Like, excuse me? I thought that's what kindergarten was. No, I went to preschool. I'm like, I thought I went to preschool. I thought that's kindergarten. It's like, no. I'm like, okay, at least we got that straightened out too, you know. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, Martinsville closing in on 100 laps to go here. So second caution of the evening, pretty much for an accordion effect, might as well say. At 85 with Rose there, he's got some nice number reflective stuff going on. That's a nice NOS paint scheme too. Almost reminds me of if Ricky Stenhouse was to drive a Toyota.
Alrighty, here we go again. Ryan Rose, Zach Deutscher on the front row.
Green flag, green flag.
Is that going to get a little bit of a nudge from the 14 behind him? They're going to stay side by side going into turn number 1 and 2. But it looks like the 2 going to have the advantage there.
Yeah, that's a great power move around the outside. Oh, a bit of a bobble from the pole sitter. So,
And you never really see this, but we got some guys out there up in the gray part of the track making some passes or moves.
yeah, outside of the concrete, like you talked about, way out there. Normally that would be up in the marbles, but haven't had enough rubber built down at the moment, I don't think, yet to be marbles out there. So
No, and the track only about 80 degrees. During practice, it was 80 degrees. Right now, it's 69 degrees, so track time cooled down a lot as we went from practice to the race. That time adjustment definitely playing a big factor there for temp. Pretty good right now. Zach under fire onto the inside. Ryan's gonna try to get there. You can see those front brakes are starting to kind of glow red.
ooh, I think they kind of leaned on each other there going down the back straightaway. Ryan kind of having a late diamond off the corner there, trying to make Zach run up the track a little bit more. That way he can pivot down below Zach and take that position away like he did. So once you get beside someone, there is some defensive type driving, I guess you could say, that you could do to finish taking that position back. So
Caution,
yeah, he
yellow
had a bit
flag.
of a rough restart, and have to see what this caution is for. Looks like the 81 Anthony Lane is getting back up to speed. So
All right, here we go.
oh, there's already been contact with Cameron Smith and someone else in front of him, and then he just gets tagged from Bradford. It looks like them trying to avoid all of it.
And it looks like the 5 is not even like a little bit of a disconnect and then reappear right on the
Oh,
tail
yeah,
end of
you're
that
right.
car.
And Dale Rapp and Cameron Smith come together in front of them, though. So this is Dale in the 52 and Cameron Smith in the 8. They get through 1 and 2 all right. They're battling side by side. Cameron just kind of looks like he might have thought he was clear and starts to cut maybe down the nose of the 52, but he still had a nose on him, so he wasn't completely clear. Unfortunate. So like I said, just kind of started to cut down a bit too early, and that can happen. Mistiming, pretty much. What I like to call pulling a Michael Waltrip. But yeah, a couple of different things happening there at the same time. Like we said, the 5 having a connection issue, blinky moment, as well as seeing some things happening in front of him, and then once he blinks back in, he touches Anthony there. So, but really, that contact that Anthony had, he got back going straight. I think the caution, if it was for Anthony, it could have been for the 8, but it was multiple things there. So third caution happening here, lap 28, I believe it was. So
Somebody else under caution. I think
this is
it
Dion
just...
Johnson.
He kind of disappeared, so I wonder if iRacing just saw him as wrecked. Nope, right here. A little bit of... ooh.
Oh, man.
And I don't... it might have done a little bit of a crinkle to that front left.
Well, we got to remember he's racing from down under, so he could just have got maybe a bit of net code from that. Just all depends.
Alright, pace car lights are out. Pace car is gonna take off here momentarily. 35 laps down when they come to green here. Alright, green flag, gonna fly.
Green flag, green flag.
Brian and Zach on that front row. Zach gonna get another great start. Oh, a little bit of a... got up into the outside wall almost. I think that was Brian back there. Oh, Brian. Oh.
Caution south, caution south, caution south.
Oh, man. Right there from the start, getting kind of shoved up into, maybe there is some rubble being laid down now, and I don't know if he just carried that looseness, but we'll find out here. All right, let's.
So going into the corner, Ryan seems to have a decent transition, but then the car just starts to kick out ever so slightly, but then right as he starts to put the throttle down, he thinks he's straight off the corner, but he's not completely straight. You could barely see the back end as he starts to come off the corner. You could barely see the back end start to slip or do some wheel spin here, and then so like right there, perfect moment in time. He thought he was going to be straight. He goes to power up, but then he stopped because he felt the wheels start to slip there. But that's all it takes, Chris.
Right, and it's just a matter of like how much throttle you give these cars as you come out of these corners, and
Because these corners are paved with concrete, and that concrete transition, from asphalt to the cornering of the concrete, drive off that concrete. You got to be precise with your throttle pedal, with the instrument of the wheel, trying to be, as precise and gentle with it. You don't want to be too erratic or too harsh with your wheel movements. So basically breeding cautions here this evening at Martinsville. You got Rose, Deutscher, Archibald, Slaughter, Brandon Moore rounds out the top 5. Christopher Campbell. See Robbie Bice, Philip Bridgman, Jonathan Carrera, Skylar Sixton. That's the top 10. Skylar, one of the biggest movers of the race. He is up 18 positions in 10th position.
I'm looking at that nose, you can tell it.
Pretty much whenever you say Martinsville, this is almost what you think of. There's going to be a bit of action, but there's also going to be a bit of pacing too.
Right,
But
and that
hey, it's a good thing. Go ahead, Chris.
Leads us to that thing we were talking about earlier about fuel. Fourth caution. I wonder if these leaders have enough fuel in the tank to make it the rest of the way.
Green flag, green flag.
All right. Once again, Zach and Ryan out on the front row. This time, Ryan gonna stay out in front. $77 up into the wall. Oh, and we've got a spinner.
Caution down.
Yeah, that's
Matt.
Bryant. Looks like there was just trouble all around the field, to be honest. You got Matt Bryan there. He spins out there, out of turn number 4, just trying to power it back up, but his having none of it there, so.
I thought there was someone else also. I thought there was an orange car involved on this one. Maybe not. Yeah, was it the 84?
I think it was. I think it was Philip. I kind of saw some type of orange. I'd have to agree with you, but not sure if it was James Hudson's orange or if it was Philip Bridgman's orange or if it was the 27 of. Oh.
Oh, okay.
There. Oh, it was the 27 of Robbie Bice. So 5th caution of the evening. Like I said, we are caution breeding caution fest at the moment. Might as well call us the maternity ward of yellow flags. That's pretty much what Martinsville can be, it seems like. Just something else, I tell you, just a sight to behold. As a racer and a commentator point of view, I try to persuade some people to not put Martinsville in the schedule no more. But that's just my voice or my opinion. It's like, you want to get some racing in, but you can't really ever see the racing because all you see is that pace car with those wheeling safety lights on it. So, as a racing fan, you want to go to places where you're going to get racing in, right, Chris?
Right. Yeah.
But not knocking it at all. That's just part of the racing sometimes here at Martinsville. There was the last Busch Grand National Xfinity race, but it was called Busch back then, that they ever had before they went to Martinsville again. Kevin Harvick won, but I think like 92% or 94% of the race was held under caution, right? So I remember watching that race as a child. Well, I wasn't really a child, but as a young person, and I was just like, man, there's a lot of cautions today, a lot of pacing. It happened. Going back green here. Lap 50. Right. So 75 to go here, Chris.
Caution out, caution out. Caution out.
Ooh, 3 cars. Brian Huntley involved in this one as well. Oh, right.
Oh, we're 3 wide going into turn 1 for, looks like almost 2 rows there. Yeah, we are. Oh, man.
Oh, that one. Right there at the end. It looks like... I think we just got up a little bit too hot right here. The 77... A little bit of
gets
room
into
down
the 27.
Low.
Yeah. And then Nathan Line is 3 wide with Brian and Josh, but then, yeah, nowhere really to go as there's a stack up that happens once Robert gets into the 27, because I'm really sure Robert wasn't trying to by no means, but Martinsville, it's a tough track. Everybody's trying to get different braking points, different lifting points. Not 2 drivers are going to have the same braking and lifting points. I mean, you can try to teach people around here, but even then it's going to be off by a little bit, a hair here and there. So it's oh so tricky, Chris.
That it is, and it's I think this is going to be survival of the fittest.
It is. It truly is.
Which these guys up here in the front definitely are loving it right now. Ryan and Zach not having to really deal with anyone braking it earlier than they are in a corner or getting on the throttle too late. Brian still on pit road. That's heavy front left damage. And got it fixed. Well, not fixed, but got it to where you can get back out there. Although it looks like it's a little... I don't know if that's just the game's graphics making it a little off balance.
He called it a game. I wonder how many people might get upset over that. But yes, I agree. iRacing is a game. But
Oh, simulator.
oh yeah. No, hey man, I played iRacing's grandfather, so I may be
wow.
only like 29 years old, but I played the original NASCAR heats on PC. I played NR
Oh, yeah.
2003. You know, so.
And those, I don't ever think I can find myself going back to NASCAR heat after playing this thing. This is just so much better.
I mean the original, like NASCAR 2000 heat, like NASCAR Heat 2000. Not
Nice.
not like what we got, like, 20 years later, right? Like,
Right.
but yeah, I played those too. I've played a lot of NASCAR games, except for iRacing. Anyway, here we go. Another restart here. Getting done working the sixth caution. Mike Slaughter there in third place. Hasn't really been slaughtering the competition at the moment, but still drag racing for the lead there, going to turn 3 on that restart. Everybody trying to get through.
Oh.
And now, what a
Caution
moment
south.
for Skyler.
Caution south.
I really thought he was going to save that there, but he just had, instead of a hospital hop, he had a hospital twitch. And he was trying not to be side by side, but man, just these transitions like we talked about, trying to get straight off these corners and trying not to have wheel spin, but
Never really see anyone take a dive into the outside wall here.
other besides, I think, collecting Troy Daggett in that wreck. Just another single car incident, I do believe, like I said, besides Troy. So mainly 2-car wreck here. So it's turning into a race of attrition. I have to agree with you, Chris, on that one, like you said earlier. Yeah, battle of the fittest.
Right, and it's pretty much who can avoid the wrecks from the back and come to the front, or who can stay out front.
I just said Skylar Sixton was one of the biggest movers of the race not too long ago. Then he goes and does something like that. So, Troy Daggett, now one of the biggest movers of the race, along with Aaron Bradford. 15 positions forward for Troy and 12 for Aaron. Joe Stite would be third in line. Well, I guess Justin Steves will be third in line. He is up 12 positions and 15th at the moment.
Somebody in our comments wants to know where Matt Bryant is. He's currently in the 23rd position, not on the lead lap.
Matt's been caught up in a couple of incidences tonight, so he's having kind of struggles of his own, I guess you could say, this evening, Chris. So
Yeah.
that Mountain Dew car is almost like a glow-in-the-dark type of thing. It looks like I know what paint scheme that is. It's just the way that it's rocking under the lights here at Martinsville. Man, it looks really good. Like I said, it's like a glow-in-the-dark Mountain Dew car. If only that car would have been ran more under the lights, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that NOS one right there. I haven't seen NOS, even like the drinks period, in a long time.
Like I said, I think Ricky Spinhouse was the last person to have NOS on his car. He is a NOS sponsored driver, but he just doesn't have NOS on his car enough, I think.
All right, pace car lights are out. Gonna make a left-hand turn down pit road here in turn 3. Here we go. Ryan Rosen to lead him to the green flag alongside Zach.
Green flag, green flag.
Ooh, Zach not getting a great start there. The 14's gonna beat him. Oh, Zach, having issues. I don't know if he missed a shifting time or a little bit late on a shift or something.
Caution down, caution down. Caution
Oh, and
down.
this one happens towards the back of the field. I think it happens right around here. 81 takes a turn. Oh.
The 9 of Justin Steves getting into Anthony Line, it looks like there, and let's maybe Anthony kind of might have pulled a Cameron from earlier and just kind of cut down maybe, and oh well, I mean, like a little bit, but still just a that's just a hard racing contact got made there. Anthony, I think, was gonna come down, but then once he realized that Justin had a nose on him, he's like, "Oh, I got it." And then Justin was trying not to hit the curb down there, because if he would have hit the curb, he was gonna rocket up into, yes, Anthony. So
Yeah, interesting there, Brian. I think he made it onto pit road just in time, but pitting right as that caution came out. Hopefully he made it there before the yellow actually came out. I think he might have. Well, this is a bit of a turn of events. 14 find himself up there in second place after that restart. Zach, I'm not sure what happened on that restart, but a little bit of an issue. You can go back and we can watch this again.
yeah, Martinsville's very notable for being a very tire spinach track.
Yeah, it sounded like he had an issue right there, the gear. Like he kind of backed down after he switched to third there. Or well, they're probably starting in first, so switch to second, he kind of backed out of it, it seemed like.
American Truckster wants to know, how do I get into this series, or is it too late? All you got to do is contact Brian Huntley Jr. on Facebook, or if you have iRacing, through iRacing. He is the number 12 car in this race tonight. He is the league owner of BNR, and other admins, Josh Smalls, Christopher Campbell, Aaron Bradford. Trying to think who else you might be able to contact. Jason Pearson, I think, as well. You might be able to contact Jason. Who else? Chris here might be able to help you as well, more than I can. But yeah, just try to contact those people. Brian Huntley, like I said, is the league owner and operator of BNR. So if you'd like, the next race is Long Beach. Long Beach. We're going to be taking left and right turns next week at Long Beach. But then after that, oh my goodness, after we get away from the caution breeding fest here at Martinsville, we will be going to Long Beach. No cautions next week, just some left and right turns. Talladega will be race number 4. So back to ovals and back to high speeds and probably more cautions. Texas, probably won't be. I was joking there. Texas, it's a technical 1.5 miles, so gotta be mindful and aware of all of that. Yeah, you can get Matt, whichever, if that's Matt Bryant or if it's Matthew Huntsaker or another Matt that I'm not sure that's his. Hey, yes, you could get a hold of Matt if he, like I said, if it's Matt Bryant or, man, Cameron got clobbered. I was looking at that replay there, and he apparently he had something coming to him, or man, wow. They needed some Morgan & Morgan insurance or something. Wow. Or was that just Cameron losing it on his own?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Bottom of our screen here.
The 27, I think, helped him for sure. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, awesome. Matt Bryant. Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's good to have a best friend. Yep, he's currently driving the 54 this evening. Now, like I said earlier, at least you get Martinsville early, you get it out the way, so then that way you don't have to come back and do it again later. So, Chicagoland's race number 6 on the schedule. That's scheduled to be a night race. Daytona's race number 7. Indianapolis Motor Speedway is number 8. Las Vegas is number 9. Sorry, I can't count correctly. My dyslexia popped in for some reason. Bristol Motor Speedway, another half-mile short track, but this time high bank, so you never can tell. Might have a lot more fun there. So that's the opening 10 races of this schedule. BNR Truck Series is at Daytona this week, so that's gonna be, I feel like a barn burner.
Love me some super speedway racing. That and 1.5 miles.
Everybody wants to come over, tune in to the BNR Racing Network on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you can find us at over there. Tuesday evening, so be mindful of that. Rolling back, 50 laps remaining, Chris.
Got the Payson series here. No. No, it's not been bad.
Even Steven restart there on this last restart. If you hear a barking dog in the background, just let's overlook it. Oh man, Bradford goes all the way to the wall. So 3 wide there for a moment. Hopefully they get it sorted before they have to funnel into the corner. And they did, so.
Oh, he's gonna get a turn. Oh, he's gonna punch him back straight. No.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, Brian. Oh man, the 77 hard. The 5 had a chance to save it, but couldn't get it saved.
And more. That's Joe Stipe and Philip Bridgman having contact on the front straightaway here. So I wonder what happened after. We're going to have a lot to review here, Chris.
Yeah, there's a lot involved. Dale Rapp, Robert Amaral, Josh Small, Philip Bridgman, Joe Stipe, Deion Johnson, Anthony Lane, Pete Woodrum, Matt Bryant, Troy Daggett, Paul Lawson, Zach, Oh, Zach Deutscher involved in one. Uh-oh. So I believe. Oh. That.
Something happened up here. We're gonna have to go on board with Bridgman. I think somebody, one of the
84 is just halted right there on the stretch. Is that the 84 or yeah, 84?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's so. Philip gets slideways. Yeah, we're gonna have to rewind that a little bit further because he was already like I said, slideways. Oh, Joe got like T-boned and he got up in the air. So Philip is just gonna get loose coming out the. Oh, what an overcorrection by Philip, and Campbell goes down the track to avoid this. He swerves as fast as he can, but that's an overcorrection too. And then bam! Oh man, Joe Stipe gets just obliterated by I'll think of his name in a minute. Oh,
I want to know when that gets involved, because apparently he was involved in one as well here. I think that was just, no. He was on the list of involved here, but I don't think he was involved. Alright, we're going to scroll up where this yellow flag was thrown. I believe it was thrown for the 5.
so we actually had two separate incidences involved. Two separate incidences on the same lap going on at the same time, Chris. As this incident is going on, bam, the incident that just happened with Bridgman happens coming out of turn 4. This happens going into turn 3. And my goodness, so much chaos. So you can't really pinpoint and say, hey, it's this guy, it's that guy, it's this, it's that. It's a mixture of so much. Man, Robert having a wild ride. That Oreo machine's going to be beaten and battered, and I don't know if he's going to have any cream filling left or not. Okay, that sounded so bad, but once I said it, I didn't even. Oh man.
And the
That
4 or
is
5
one.
could just look on.
Yeah, I mean, once you're facing backwards, sitting on the track, I mean, it really all you can do is just like wait, and hopefully everybody gets by you. But man, what a shot! What a camera view. So yeah, it's turned into a race of attrition because of how much and how all the chaos that has happened. But nevertheless, we're back green flag racing here after that lengthy caution. So much to clean up there, so much to process, so much to take in.
It's like Brian's still out on the track, still cranking it down. Got a car up into the wall, but it looks like they're gonna stay going.
Yeah, Skyler having another. Oh, Cameron. Don't know if he had help again this time through the corner or not. He's in a battle with Justin Steves and James Hudson, and looks like a body check unfolds here. So he pulls up on the Hudson and Steves battle, and Hudson has to power down to avoid more contact with Steves. And in doing so, here comes Cameron trying to just get through Dodge, and instead, gets contact, and things happen, right? Like whenever you're trying to stay off of someone else, and then here comes someone else. So that's pretty much what that was, Chris. It gets tough because you got to slow down. You're carrying such an average speed down the straightaways of like a $140, maybe a $130, and then you got to slam almost all the way down to what feels like 60, 50 miles per hour right in the center of these corners. So it's, oh my goodness. Just whenever you thought, hey, I'm going fast, oh, I'm going slow again. Hey, I'm got to speed up. Oh, I got to speed, got to slam right back on those brakes as soon as you thought, all right, I'm going down the straightaway, bam, halt again. Like it, and everybody's breaking point is gonna be different. We cannot emphasize that enough. We cannot. There's no way to do it. So Rose, Deutscher, Archibald. That is the top three. Brandon Moore. I haven't talked much about Brandon tonight, but I feel like he's kind of just a sleeper at the moment. He's just waiting. He's kind of almost in perfect position. Christopher Campbell there, who we have seen in the wars tonight as well, in 5th position. Jonathan Pereira in the 7 car in 6th position, up 7 spots. One of the biggest movers of the night so far, up 20 positions. Justin Steves in 7th position. James Hudson in 8th. Dion Johnson up 14 positions in 9th position. And Anthony Lane rounds out the top 10. Well, I wonder about next week. What could happen there. If Jason Pearson is able to show up next week and kind of defend his race win in a way, even though his race win came in the default side of things on Thursdays. What can he do with a setup at Long Beach? Imagine having a default setup and winning at Long Beach, and then actually having a setup. Man, how much quicker, how much better, the car could feel, right?
Right. I'm trying to see Nathan. Oh, just another rear end here.
Come on, guys.
Love getting those little messages of so-and-so crashed.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, Ryan and Zach back on the front row. This time, Zach putting the pressure, but no, looks like Ryan's gonna.
Samuel Archibald trying to apply the pressure. Oh man, contact made from the 22 to the 2. So Archie not really holding any punches back here. He's slinging it down the inside of the 2. He's saying, hey, I'm here at the end. Well, it's not quite the end, but I'm here right now, and I'm trying to get to the front. I'm trying to lead this thing.
Caution down, caution down, caution down.
Just as we thought, oh, it's turning into a parking lot, Chris. Mike Slaughter, who was up here inside the top 10, he was inside the top 5, running 4th for the longest time. Whoa. But having a moment here. Does he get slideways out of the corner? No, it's already happened in front of him, and he's going to lock it down and get T-boned like he's Tim Tebow. So it happens in front of him, and it's Jonathan Pereira gets turned here by Justin, but Jonathan starts to lose it before Justin can finish him off. And that is and Jimmy, nowhere to go, Hudson. And Dion having such a wonderful night. No. Oh.
And the 14 just kind of locks it up when he sees this all unfold. 5, nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
And just everyone behind. Trying to find a lane to stay out of here. All these lap down cars not wanting the contact. A little bit of contact, a little bit further back. Looks like the doors opened at Walmart for Black Friday back there.
Right? Come on, Kmart shoppers, come on down. Back when we used to have Kmarts in America, right? Anyway,
Yeah, those are the good old days with the little Caesars inside.
I think the nearest Kmart now is in Australia, right? Anyway, so closing in on 25 laps to go. And 12th caution. So thank goodness it was not, 200 laps tonight. Right, Chris?
Right. Yeah, that would have been a...
We would have got like 25 cautions. At least. But that's okay. Like I said earlier, Martinsville. And like I've said before, not every race is going to be perfect or awesome or amazing, or it's going to be a knockout, drag out, punch out, barn burning finish. That's cool that on your scoring pylon that you've got the top 10 like highlighted with a different color, and then like the not top 10 is a different shade of whatever color it, and like that's cool. I didn't know you could do all that, man. Like that is far out. I'm just sitting over here tripping.
Gotta figure out a way to make it more transparent.
Hey, I can read it, so hopefully, for the most part, everybody else. I know some people that probably can't, but that's neither here nor there. So, literally going to get the restart with lap 100, so that means 25 laps to go here, Chris. 26, 25, who's counting?
All right, here we go. The 21, the new driver on the outside. That's Sam.
Green, green, green.
Ryan's gonna get the green flag here.
Oh, but what can Deutscher do starting from the third position here? He hasn't really, he's mainly been the person starting on the outside.
Oh, big contact in the back.
Caution down, caution down. Caution
I
down.
think the 12 was almost flipped over. Somebody was. Somebody was.
I think it's Dion. Like just going back to the still frame here.
Yep.
Looks like Dion. Justin, I think, just gets slideways, comes down the track. Dion is there, and he up and over pulls a Robert, and then.
Oh, that's.
Man, so much happening. Mike Slaughter nowhere to go. He's going to ricochet there. But yeah, Dion Johnson got some airtime just about.
Yeah. Caught my attention there as we were hitting turn 1 or whatever it was, and couldn't catch it live.
So a real struggle here, but like we talked about, not every league race is going to be something special, spectacular, amazing. Even the Coca-Cola iRacing NASCAR E-Series here, I might have said all that backwards, but that's okay. Even they have some really questionable struggle races at times, So you just gotta stick through it, work it out, and it'll be all right at the end of the day,
Right, and the good thing about Martinsville here is that you can have absolutely no body on your car and still run.
Yeah, you can
Not
look
really,
at a modified.
Right.
You know, a few years ago, what was it? They cut the fender off a Truex, and he won the race, right?
Right, and now you just can't do it anymore. Like, you can't, you get 5 minutes to work on your car in real life, and that's it.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
5
whenever the
minutes at
playoffs
one
start,
time.
yeah, and then whenever the playoffs start, they extend that clock to 10 minutes. Ain't that funny?
I know, I miss the days of Dale Earnhardt Sr. having his car flip over, tell him to flip back over, let me drive it.
Mm-hmm.
Or the cars that come back out into the track with no hood on, no front end. Just complete frame and wheels exposed.
Green, green, green.
Yeah, just gotta log the laps because you never know, every point counts, right? But in today's day and age, oh boy. Yep, I agree, Chris. So 20 laps remaining, and heck of a race here, I tell you what, for that second position, because Rose, he keeps trying to drive away, but Archie and Deutscher, they're going at it, but Archie has had a problem.
Caution south. Caution south.
Ooh, big contact for, oh, and it's still going.
I think Archie might have got loose or something happened to him coming out of turn number 4. Gonna have to get a replay of it. Might have to back that up a little bit further too, Chris, just a hair.
Oh.
Because something happens and Archie's running wide. Don't know if there was contact or what, but no, everything looks good. He just goes there. His car just goes there, full send up the track, and then he cuts it back down into harm's way, so to speak, and he sideswipes Brandon Moore, which he was side by side with Christopher Campbell. So that's what caused it right there, triggers it, and nowhere to go for so many competitors. The track gets blocked, and in comes everybody like cannonball fire. So
Got a car completely stopped. A couple of guys completely stopped.
man, I would say let's interview some drivers, but not tonight. I don't think we should. Everybody's been in the wars. Everybody, except for our race leader, Rose. That guy, Ryan Double R, has not really seen too much of anything. I'd have to say, right, Chris? So he's really been the only one I think that hasn't had too much action tonight.
Right, he's never seen the tail end of a car yet, besides that pace car. I believe he's led every single lap here tonight so far.
Yeah, we can't tell on our handy dandy page here, but I know, right?
Let me see.
Tells us everything but laps
on.
like that.
There is not a button to turn on for it. Laps driven. There's not a laps led. Well, 15 to go.
Probably be 13 once they line back up and everything. I think this lap light should be off on the pace car, so.
Yep, and there it goes. Time to line her back up. Zach right there on the outside once again here. Now it looks like everyone from row 2 and back has been in some sort of incident. Got 11 cars on the lead lap.
Eleven cars on
Green
the
flag, green
lead
flag.
lap. 11 could settle it here amongst themselves. Another even Stevens restart from the front row and a little bit further back, but it has turned into a race of attrition, a race of the fittest, and a race of who can avoid all of the chaos. So, oh man, who's that running wide?
The 14.
Looks like Slaughter. Yep, Slaughter. So, Brian. Wow, Brian is one lap down at the moment. So even though how many times he's been on pit road and the incidents he's been involved in, I can't believe he is one caution away and not being involved in it from being back on the lead lap after thinking, man, could we see Brian win 3 Martinsville races here tonight? But it's been a struggle for him, that's for sure. I figured he'd have to qualify in the top 5 to maybe do that, and then he just made a mistake coming out of turn number 4, but it happens. So Rose still leading this race. I don't want to call it a domination performance because I haven't seen enough green flag running to really call it a dominating performance. You know what I mean, Chris? So
Oh.
Caution down, caution down.
Did Brian make it
Caution
through? Did Brian?
that's going to be a great question to answer once we get a replay because this was
He did.
back. Oh, really?
He is not listed. Not listed. Yep, made it through. Gonna get the lucky dog. Ooh, the 81. Not too happy the way he's pulling off of that wall. A little frustrated there. Let's see. He right there on the outside. That blurry car. Just loses it and clips the 00. And is that the 7? The 7 nowhere to go?
Yes, that is the 7. Skull Bandit car. Yes, sir. Jonathan Pereira and the 7.
Here comes Brian up to the front. Gonna take his wave around in such a small track that he's got to get there.
The only downside of being the lucky dog recipient is starting at the tail end of the field, and you kind of would like another quick caution in succession. If you are that lucky dog recipient, if there's a big field still, so to speak, and you know, that way you can line back up behind the lead lappers on the next caution, right, Chris? But sometimes you're not that lucky, and we're only going to have about maybe 5 laps to go. So is that even going to be enough time for anything? It could be time for another, you know, we could go into green, white, checkered. We could go into overtime presented by everybody here tonight. So yeah, I didn't really know what to plug there whenever I was like presented by, I could have said Dr. Pepper Zero, I guess. We were talking about that earlier, but Dr. Pepper, if you're out there listening, you know, the people out there, you know, sponsor us, please. He prefers Dr. Pepper Zero. I would like the regular Dr. Pepper. R0's fine too. That, you know, whatever. I'm not picky. Anyway, so.
I cannot stand Diet Dr. Pepper. That's the one diet drink I will not drink.
My dad drinks Diet Mountain Dew, and I'm just like, oh,
I
whatever.
love Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay, well, I mean, there's still a lot of caffeine in Diet Mountain Dew, so.
But man, yeah, talk about flat tasting. Like, getting used to the 0 sugar flat taste is one thing, but then there's that Diet Dr. Pepper taste, and it's like, ugh. That's like leaving a Dr. Pepper bottle open for about a couple months, just sitting on your counter.
A couple of months?
And then drinking it. Yeah, the Diet Dr. Pepper just, it's bad.
Wouldn't it have something growing inside of it by that time? Or
Right? It's like if you shook it up and then just let it sit.
yes, that sounds a lot less grosser. So, not
All
quite a
right.
green-white checkered. This is not a green-white checkered.
Nope, we're gonna have 3 full laps here.
Well, are we though? That's the next question.
Right.
Oh, look at Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore's to the inside of Zach Deutscher. Oh man. Oh, Archie
Oh,
Bargy.
up the track.
2 to go.
Next flag. We're gonna get the
Oh,
white.
man, it's almost Rose's race to lose.
Right, he's loving that rear view mirror of these two fighting it out. Oh, someone just blew an engine.
Greatest thing to see in the world if you're the race leader at Martinsville is 2 guys duking it out for second place. Right behind you is coming off of turn number 2. Brandon Moore getting clear of Deutscher at the moment, trying to at least. And coming off of turn number 4, Ryan Rose gonna see the checkered flag first. Brandon Moore edges out Deutscher, and Deutscher gets second. Philip Bridgman drives back to 4th. Mike Slaughter 5th. Look at Josh. Josh having a good run there in 6th. Bradford back to 7th. Hudson 8th. Skyler after having his night. Anthony Lane 10th. Brian back to 11th, finishing on the lead lap. Troy Daggett 12th on the lead lap.
Man, that was something every leader wants to see is second and third place just fighting it so hard. Especially at Martinsville, that kind of took away the chance and opportunity for a bump and run. You can say coming to that turn number 4 exit.
Yes, it took the chance of a BNR win away from anyone else.
All right, we got.
See what you did there to see what I did. And yeah. I was being a smart aleck. Anyway, yes, the podium finishers will be with us momentarily. Once we all grab them by the neck of our cane here.
All right, let's get Zach. Oh. All right, there we go. Hey, Zach, it's Chris and Will up in the booth. You got a coffee, bud?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great race of the night, staying up in the top 3 all night. You and Ryan battling it out pretty much the whole night tonight. Saw there at the end, it became down to you and Brandon battling it out, though, there on the last green flag. Kind of a race full of cautions, but, walk us through your guys' strategy up there in the top.
The strategy, is basically for short track, especially like this one, is staying up front. It's dangerous getting in the back, so it's just both strategy, staying up in the front. But we had a good race. I just should have got second, but it is what it is. Just both staying up front and just saving tires. Even though with the amount of cautions we had, it didn't really matter too much how much tires we saved.
Yeah, it was definitely you guys didn't have to pit as well, so the cautions ended up stretching that fuel mileage through what you guys needed there. I guess the big question is, with all the cautions, did you think that you were going to get a green-white checker tonight?
Oh yeah, it was 99% chance we were, but it's Martinsville, so people are gonna race hard, especially the last 5 laps, so it's unexpected around here.
All right, man. Congratulations, P3 tonight. We moved to Long Beach next Sunday afternoon. I guess how does Long Beach treat you in the past, or have you ever raced there? Period.
I've raced there in open wheel cars and GT3s, never in NASCAR, but it should be a good race. I love racing stock cars on road courses, so I think it's going to be a great combination for next week. Hopefully, go for a win, if not the top 3 again.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. You got any sponsors or anyone you want to give a thank you to or a shout out to?
You guys, obviously, for broadcast, it's a lot of fun listening to you guys during the race. Penske Motorsports, Monster, Menards, great team. Unfortunately for Brian, he kind of had a bad night, but hopefully next week he get better. Philip Bridgman and me for STR Motorsports 3 and 4. Can't complain about that. All the friends and family that watch, and on to the next race. Oh, and the race leader, congratulations.
All right, man. Well, congratulations to you as well, getting the top 3 here tonight, and look forward to seeing you at Long Beach next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, I guess we'll give it another few moments here to see if anyone else drops down here. But what a race here tonight, I have to say. It didn't end up being too long and drug out.
It was a typical Martinsville race, I'd have to say. You saw a lot of carnage, a lot of chaos, a lot of pacing, but it happens. I mean, these cars can be a handful trying to get back to the throttle, trying to get straight off these corners, and just trying to get into these corners can be a handful in and of itself as well. So you have so many things that play a factor. Like we said, different people with their braking points, lifting points, etc., to that extent as well. So that plays a lot of factor into it as well. But great race overall. I do agree.
All right, and to close it out, we do have Brandon and Ryan. So let's bring Brandon in here. Brandon, our second place finisher. Hey, Brandon, it's Chris and Will in the booth. You got a copy?
Copy.
All right, man. Congratulations getting the P2 here. We saw you kind of get caught up in a lot of these parking lot parties that are happening tonight. I guess your strategy from start to finish here tonight. How did the race play out, and did your strategy play out to go with it?
Yeah, I mean, I just figured with the amount of cautions that I knew there was going to be, I'm just going to stay out, and then whatever happens, happens. You know, if you get a position to get a top finish out of it, you're happened to work out. We about didn't work out. I thought the car was kind of killed after that one mishap, but worked out.
Yeah, I'd say you were able to get around the 2 there, Zach, to close this thing out. With I want to hear your perspective. I mean, with all the cautions here tonight, did you think we were going to get those last 3 laps of green flag racing?
I knew we would eventually get it, I thought. But yeah, me and Zach had a good battle there. About wrecked it into one of the corners. I can't remember which corner it was, but I got super loose on the brakes. But everybody managed to keep it straight, finish the race out with those final 3 laps. Good final 3 laps. That was a lot of fun. And then just happy with the result.
Nice. Yeah, it looks really good here. Second place finish, driving that old Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint scheme we see. But yeah, we go to Long Beach next week. Have you ever drove Long Beach or?
I have once or twice. It's a cool track. It's a fun track. I don't have a lot of experience there. Like I said, 1 or 2 races maybe. I mean, if we can come out there with the top 5 or 6 somewhere around in there, I'll be happy with that. First 2 races of the season have gone pretty well. I think we're averaging 3rd place as of right now in finishes. So if we can just keep that up, we'll be in position for a run for the championship. Maybe we just got to keep knocking down those top 5s.
Right, consistency is key when it comes to NASCAR style racing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it ain't, wins are nice, but you got to have the consistency.
Exactly. Yep. Congratulations getting that 2nd place. You got anyone that you want to give a shout out to or thank you to?
I just want to thank all the people who came out to watch. Thank the broadcast booth. Thank the admins for putting the hard work and effort in to get this set up. And of course, thank all the competitors. Always good racing with these guys. Got a lot of good talent in here, and it's always fun week in, week out. And looking forward to Long Beach, and hopefully some momentum moves on to week.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, P2. We'll look forward to seeing you many more times here this season, and especially next week.
That sounds great. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
You too. All right. You want to take Ryan, or want me to keep on going?
You got it, man.
Okay. All right. All right. The race winner, Ryan Rose, in the booth here. It's Chris and Will. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Congratulations getting it done here at Martinsville. You stayed, I'm pretty sure you led every single lap here tonight, if I'm not mistaken. And that's pretty much what needed to be done here. I mean, I think Zach said it best at Martinsville. You just definitely want to stay up in the front row, front couple rows, and just yeah.
Oh
But,
yeah. Yeah, I think he led about 8 laps because I lost the lead kind of early because I didn't get through the first turns that well. But yeah, it sucks that we got so many cautions. But oh well.
Yeah, and I guess leading up to that final restart, were you thinking that there was possibly going to be another yellow and a green light checkered?
Yeah, I was trying to get around as quickly as I could to the white flag, so that didn't happen. But eventually, just got it done, and yeah.
Yeah, and we were watching that, obviously that last lap unfold, and we were joking around, but you were probably very excited to see those two guys behind you fighting for that second place.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really looking behind me too much throughout the race, but yeah, I'm happy to win my first start with this league. That's pretty cool. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, congratulations getting the win here. We're going to Long Beach next week. You ever raced at Long Beach? And if you have, how do you fare there?
I dominated an A fix there once, so I think I'll be pretty good. But yeah. I'm pretty good on road courses, so I think I got it.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Congratulations getting the win here tonight. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to or a thank you to?
My mom, my dad, Brett's Electric. They're on my other scheme for this car. And Nos, I guess, because I mean they're on the car. I might as well mention them. But yeah, about it.
All right. Well, congratulations again. Look forward to seeing you again next week, as well as the rest of the season.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna I don't know if I'm gonna be here all season, but yeah,
Okay.
I'll try to make it out.
All right, man. Well, look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, that about does it here at Martinsville. What a great race here tonight. A lot of action. I think we hit 14 cautions, I want to say. Don't remember exactly, but yeah. Congratulations to our top 10 finishers, especially our winner there, Ryan Rose, getting the win here tonight. And then Brian Huntley coming back to finish 11th place after being stuck a lap down or more throughout this race. Able to come back and almost get a top 10, but not quite. But we go to Long Beach next week. So everybody there, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, hit the thumbs up on today's broadcast. Yeah, and we'll be live again next week at 4:30 p.m. Central, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, until then, I hope everyone has a great rest of their Sunday and a great week this week. And we'll see you guys next Sunday.